EGM Network.
This is Martha Matters. From real estate, healthcare, current events, taxes, or just about any topic, we're talking about it. Call us with any questions on just about any subject. Now, here she is, Martha!
Well, hi there, and welcome. And we're well into the new year, and good things are happening. I will use just one political example in the beginning about Mondero. As you know, he's been captured and is subject to a trial, which I believe begins this coming March 17th. It happens to be St. Patrick's Day, but...
Yeah, that's a holiday in itself. I mean, I'm not being facetious, but
it may not be a federal holiday, but it's a holiday or an event for all of us to celebrate.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with that one. But the reason I'm bringing it up, as you know, my title is Consistency and Focus. I want you to know that Mondero has been a thug, has been a warmonger for drugs for decades. And when the Democratic Party took over in 2020, they are the ones who indicted him and put him on the list of terror people that need to come out of their position or be eradicated. It's the Democratic Party that indicted him, and they know he was no good, and Biden and everyone else in the Democratic Party said this was needed. We know he's a thug. We know he's laundering drugs and money, and he really should get out. But in the 4 years that they had total control, he was not gotten out, that he wasn't even on the agenda after the indictment. Trump just recently, as we know, didn't have a war, is not causing a war, a world war or anything. He simply took him out, him and his wife. And they're now in a federal courthouse, federal jail in Brooklyn.
Well, to lead up to that, too, there was a lot of, what's the right word, anxiety, kerfuffle, whatever, that was going on with the ships, with the oil ships and all of that, and how it was illegal piracy and all this kind of thing. So there was a lot of things that led up to that. And also, I didn't realize, and you should realize that, is it was a 6-8 month operation in the works.
Yes.
This
was not an overnight decision.
Right. But I mean, to bring it to fruition.
To bring it to fruition took, like you said, a lot of exchanges from
planning.
When he first took office at the end of January till now. It was not something that was decided in 2 weeks.
Right.
The exact timing, it was even up to the day because it included weather.
Correct.
It included nighttime operations,
right.
So you can't do it in the middle of fog or something.
Mm-hmm.
All kinds of details, which involves a lot of focus and continuous decision making.
Right.
But what really is hurting Schumer and the Democratic Party is they were in favor of getting this man out. They did not do it. And now, all of a sudden, Trump getting him out is no good. When the public, even the totally uneducated public, the non-educated people, they know what the word consistency means. And the entire Democratic Party, when they were in office, wanted to get rid of Mondero, but it wasn't on their agenda with everything else happening. Well, Trump put it on his agenda, and all of a sudden, Schumer came out with this is illegal. It's not illegal because it's very what he did, because his Mondero was never voted by the public in office. Someone else was. I believe it was the winner of the Nobel Peace Prize.
Okay.
And so he was a coup takeover.
Well, one of the things that's brought up on the national media, NBC, all these BBC, worldwide media, is that when they interview the people on the street, if you will, which is when you should get like the different opinions with people that are actually living under this. It's one of those situations where the people that are actually living under this can't speak freely, because if they do, they're dead.
That's correct.
So all of the media, it's not their fault. It's slanted.
Very, very
It's
slanted.
very slanted, so you're not getting the right thing. Some of the people that are brave enough, and that's what it is, to come forward, and other people that are here now in the United States that are from Venezuela that had immigrated legally, doctors, whatever, that I've talked to, they've been on shows here in the studio, say how bad it was over there.
Yes.
And why they got out of there. They really didn't want to get out there because it's their country. I mean, it's the same thing if it happened here in the U.S. I wouldn't want to leave the U.S. because I know this, but...
And as good as the U.S. is, if Venezuela's straightened out, a lot of them would love to go back to Venezuela.
And you know what? That's a good point, because I was going to bring this up, and I was, it was BBC. I'm going to give them kudos to the story that they did, was either last night or the other night, about the oil, because that's the big thing now about how was Trump or whoever taking over the oil fields, and they gave the history behind all of that, and also the history of Marco Rubio, who is our federal senator here in Florida, what strength that he's brought to this whole situation, knowing that Latin American atmosphere so well.
Absolutely.
So well. So there's another lens to what you're saying, Martha, about the Democrats or whatever. When you have somebody that has that much knowledge, and call it good or bad, whatever you want to label it, but has that much knowledge on the subject, I mean, you kind of have to listen to some of it, because I don't want to say they're an expert, but they got in-depth knowledge.
Correct. Also, there is something else that is inconsistent. Going way back under Clinton and for example, Noriega from Panama, who was corrupt with that. We took Noriega out as a Democratic Party, put him in jail for 40 years, and tried him and had a court hearing and everything, just like they're doing now with Mondero. Now, all of a sudden, I believe he died a few years back in jail, Noriega. After the Democratic Party did that, and that without notifying the Congress, and that was okay. Also okay under Clinton and even Obama, both of them. We got rid of bin Laden overnight, and did not tell Congress about it until after it was done.
Right.
That was done by the Democratic Party.
Right. All right. And everybody was happy about it.
Also, Gaddafi of Libya.
Right.
After offering him several options to get out and to go into another country of his choice, and he said no, no, no. And we got rid of him, including bombing and everything else. And that was done by the Democratic Party without congressional approval, and it was okay.
Right.
So we have a history of getting rid of thugs And in all those three cases, and this fourth one, no world war, no country war existed after that. We got rid of somebody that the population of that country wanted to get rid of, and it was very successful. And there's no reason why this isn't successful. And what's hurting the Democratic Party, which I don't want to see, is they change their minds because Trump did it, even though he's giving them a court hearing, due process, everything. They're not even killing him on the spot like they did with Gaddafi. They're giving him all due process, and even the Democratic Party wanted to get rid of them. They are making a big mistake in fighting this by changing their mind, where if they're inconsistent with this, they're going to be inconsistent with other things. And so what they say their platform is, how they're going to improve things, guess what? They'll change their minds. It makes the midterm election very, very rough because of what the Democrats, not the Republicans in this case, what the Democrats have done by changing their mind, especially Schumer. We have the broadcasts of all his old 2020 speeches, and there were more than one, about Maduro not being any good in Venezuela. We need to watch him and get rid of him. And then now, all of a sudden, he should stay in power when he was never voted in, and even the Democrats hated him. But now, because Trump succeeded very masterfully, I may add, they're very upset about that and said it was the wrong thing to do. They are hurting themselves more by taking an opposition role against this rather than saying, well, at least Gaddafi is out. Maduro is out, and at least we're going to have less fentanyl, less cocaine, less heroin, and the people of Venezuela are going to be happy, and not the U.S. spending the money, but the corporations spending the money on updating the drilling machines and capacity to bring more money, not only worldwide like to us, but to Venezuela itself. They'll be enjoying the increased finances from this, and they are very, very happy about it. And fighting it on the Democratic side, I'm very disappointed. This is something that not only may contribute to them losing the midterm, but we want both parties to be supportive, very supportive of the United States and our safety, and no more Lincoln Rileys and other people being murdered right and left from totally thug-type illegal immigrants and fentanyl and other drugs that are illegal sold by the cartels. Everybody should be united on stopping the cartels from influencing our private lives, even from influencing the safety, like what happened in Detroit with all of this, and even down to small communities. This ought to be a united thing, hallelujah, that our entire country, Republicans, Democrats, Independents, we're all getting safer in walking the streets, in our daily lives, and our accomplishments. And it is absolutely negative for the Democratic Party to take an opposite view, especially when they are inconsistent of what they said about these thugs before.
I want to add another element to it as well. How many times have people had the conversation about why is there, and this is worldwide, are there so many people trying to get out of their country and
That's
go to
right.
another country? What are the reasons?
Yes.
What are the reasons? Because they can't live peacefully and exist without being scared, shot, murdered, raped, whatever, on and on and on. Because you're not going to leave your home country if you're happy with it.
That's right.
You're happy with it. So
and to show one thing Trump said just now, which was not wrong, he said to Mondero and his wife, he says, you're getting a full trial and a full due process. You never gave this to your citizens who opposed you. They were murdered. They were gotten rid of with no such thing as a fair trial.
Right. And how many times has that happened in the world over the centuries of whatever? And that's what people...
With dictators.
Well, all going back to where? Roman times? I don't know history. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So if the people are happy and they're content, it's like Ukrainian people. They don't want to leave. I mean, I wouldn't want to leave the USA. The people in Africa, there's another situation going on in there.
Right.
I know someone else had mentioned on one of the news programs about now let's look into Cuba.
That's right.
How many people do we have in South Florida, Cuban
Oh, we have a lot of Cuban
that would
people.
really prefer to go back and live at their country, and I don't blame them. If it was a safe, well-run country.
Right. Some of them want to stay here, but some of them, out of loyalty, would love to go back to Cuba if it was a regular middle-class capitalist society where they were safe walking the streets. There isn't one socialistic country, there isn't one communist country where everybody's safe walking the streets. They've got to watch what they say. There is no free speech. Our country was founded on free speech.
And free religion.
That's instead of religion, but free speech. That's what communism and socialism cannot offer. You have your head cut off if you are totally against a decision that was made that you don't agree with. Good luck. That's it. And the same goes in real life. If you start saving with a New Year's resolution, $20 a week, or $10 a week, or $5 a week, whatever you choose, and you stop doing it in consistency, you stop doing it for the whole year, you're a failure. If you stick to your guns, you're a success. I have more to talk about inconsistency and focus when we get back, because that's what this is all about. Stay with us.
Vero Beach is out and alive. Music's playing, people are dancing, the dance floor's packed. It's the Sunset Saturday Concert. Fun and free for all on Ocean Drive. With live music by Johnny and the Blaze, food, wine, and beer. Presented by GHO Homes, Vero Beach Chamber of Commerce, Sunshine Furniture, and Mulligan's Beach House. The Sunset Saturday Concert. Saturday, January 10th at 5 p.m. at Humiston Park on Ocean Drive, Vero Beach. Now that's the life.
The Fellsmere Frog Leg Festival is back. January 15th through the 18th. Brought to you by Millennium Cremation Service. Enjoy frog legs and gator tail, hundreds of booths with unique gifts, great live music, and a midway of carnival rides and games galore. Admission and parking are free, thanks to our community partner, Marine Bank. The Fellsmere Frog Leg Festival, January 15th through the 18th. Visit froglegfestival.com.
Evergreen Media is your go-to for podcasting. Business owners, boost your brand by educating clients with your own show. Just show up. We handle everything else. Get your custom video podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and more. Start today at egreenmedia.com.
There's one Broadway musical critics are calling despicable, diabolical, unseemly, and, oh yes, ingenious. The New York Times calls it amongst the most inspiring musical in years. A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder. Don't miss the bloody brilliant winner of the Tony Award for Best Musical and the new undisputed king of musical comedy. A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder starts January 9th at the Riverside Theater. Get tickets now at the box office or riversidetheater.com.
Hi, and welcome back. When I talk about consistency and focus, we should live by that along with whatever religious faith you have. For marriages to be successful, you don't have a great enjoyable time on a vacation and then come back to work with the stress and go yelling at one another all the time. You have to have consistency in mutual respect. Whether it's a little smile, a little nod on the head, and you go on to another topic, there has to be consistency for marriage to be successful. Also, the same goes with friendships and relationships throughout. I've got to tell you, after the holidays like now, for some people it can be a depressing time. The bills pile up, the good parties are over, you've got to get down to work, or brass tacks, as they say, and you start feeling depressed. You may even need a part-time job to catch up on everything. Well, that's a little disappointing, but it's something you can get through. It's temporary. You don't need to make a major depression about it. Remember, if you have friends and you have friendships that are genuine, whether relatives, whether neighbors, whether associates, or however you met them, if you have friends, you are never a failure. So, and you don't need to take drugs. You have a lot to be proud of if you have friendships. And sooner or later, you will get through this, whatever the disappointments are. Usually it's financial, but it can be other things too. If your kids weren't accepted at college where they applied or something like that, plow ahead with another diversity. I have a friend right now, we've got to leave and there's no time for it, but very quickly was not accepted into med school, went to graduate school instead, and then lo and behold, she is went through med school and is very successful as a very well-respected physician in Massachusetts General. So don't be overcome by disappointments. Keep your focus, stay disciplined, keep on working for your same goals, and have a great new year with all that's ahead of us. Have a good one.